God damn, we're fucking live, dude. Fuck. Yo, we were just talking about it off the air, man. That main event. First of all, welcome to our UFC 214 post-fight show presented by CrossFitMMA.com. My name is Eddie Law. This is Fred Kirby. Now that shit's out of the way, god damn, dude. Fuck. Jon motherfucking Jones knocks Daniel Cormier out so bad. Daniel Cormier didn't know where he was. He thought he didn't know he got knocked out. Fucking McCarthy had to explain it to him. Goddamn, what'd you think of that shit?
That was fucking probably one of the most impressive things I've ever seen before. I mean, we talked about it before the event, talking about how significant this fight was and how big of a deal it was. I said going into the event, I thought the man that won this fight would be technically the baddest man on earth. DC's got a history at heavyweight. We all know Jon Jones could flirt with heavyweight. He's flirting with Brock Lesnar, and the idea of that.
Yes, sir.
I think that I said it before. I thought whoever won that fight was pound for pound the best, and especially now that it was Jones winning emphatically again over DC. This was for all the fucking marbles, man. And this fight was everything. This is what we fucking tune in for. I said when I was watching the fight, like midway through the first round, I was telling all my fucking people and the people at the house, I'm like, yo, whoever wins this fucking fight, I'm going to be riding the shit out of their dick after this. And I'm telling you what, since it was my boy fucking Johnny Bone, listen,
why not?
He's the fucking GOAT. He's the fucking GOAT. All due respect to Anderson, Mighty Mouse, GSP, the fucking most of them. For as of right now, anything can change. He could lose fights after this, but up to this point, Jon Bones Jones is the pound for pound greatest mixed martial artist we have ever watched do it. Like, he's the best, hands down. No doubt about it. People like he's the best 205er. Fuck 205er. He is most certainly the best 205er by a fucking country mile. He is the best overall. When you take into everything into consideration, the strength of his schedule, so to speak, and who he beat to get where he's at, and then topping it off with finishing fucking DC, like I was saying before we went on, you know, had he just won what they were doing those first couple rounds, had that just continued and Jon kind of done that, it would have been impressive and we would have all been singing his praises. But for him to finish it like that, that sends a fucking statement, man. That was that. And listen, man, I gotta say, the end of the fight was fucking incredible too, man. You know, seeing DC like that, seeing Jon like that, I mean, this is the fucking shit that you know, this is what we all tune in for, man. You can't script this shit. You can't make this kind of shit up. Exactly. DC was fucking crying as I fucking legitimately felt bad for that man.
Dude, I was heartbroken for the man.
It was like something out of a movie. Even after Joe Rogan was done talking to him, the look on DC's face,
that was real.
You know, oh God, I would imagine that he fights again after this, but if we hear that he doesn't, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, the look on his face was just a man defeated. You can tell he literally did not think that was going to happen. And now, having lost to Jon Jones twice, you know, that whole scene.
That rivalry's over.
Yeah, it's not a rivalry if you lose twice. And man, when he said that, I got the goosebumps. I almost fucking started tearing up. I mean, yeah. This was fucking incredible, man. The two absolute best in the sport. You feel really bad for DC. And I got to give it to Jon Jones. You know, people can hate him or whatever, but you got to give credit where it's due, man. Even he gave it off to DC. He said the right things. He told the truth there at the end. DC was a good champ. Jon Jones, listen, the fucked up thing is, Jon's right. DC's just in the wrong fucking era, man. Jon was right. If it wasn't for that pesky Jon Jones, fucking DC would be everything we thought he was.
Oh, sure.
But goddamn, Jon Jones is real, and we're in his fucking era. And I'll tell you what, get to it, Brock Lesnar, you better not. Oh, you better not, baby. The money ain't worth it, Brock. You better stay where you're at. Jon Jones is gonna fucking kill Brock Lesnar. I hope Brock's got the stones to do it, but he better not.
Please believe he will do it, because that's a lot of money right there. I mean, come on, don't tell me you didn't freak out a little bit when he said, Brock Lesnar, you want to find out what's really got to get your ass kicked by a guy 40 pounds lighter than you? Come meet me in this octagon or some shit. I was like, oh shit, like, woo.
Listen, I said it before we went into this fight. I said it. Other than Conor McGregor, Jon Jones is that dude right now, man. I'm telling you, when that finish happened, I have not been, like I said, like I was saying before we went on air, man. I fucking jumped up. I was jumping around. When I fucking sat down, my goddamn heart was pounding like I just got pulled over by the police. I mean, I haven't been that excited during a fight for a long time, man. Those kind of nerves, that's what I'm fucking addicted to. This was it, man. This had all the makings of an amazing fight. It was high-level MMA between two amazing champions. You know, what do you got to say? What more is there to say, man? Jon Jones is as motherfucking advertised. OSP, maybe it was a little ring rust. Maybe he got all that out. But tonight, the ring rust was washed out of the pipes. I mean, listen, before the finish, he looked great. He was winning the fight. His strikes were fucking insane. He was pinpoint accurate. He was fucking hitting him in the belly. He was pulling the Dalsim shit. He had the fucking big boy obliques fucking kicks jumping off, kicking him right in the fucking knee. I mean, Jon Jones looked for him tonight. That guy, that Jon Jones right there that showed up, that's going to be a hard man to beat. Anything can happen in this sport with those gloves, but that dude that showed up tonight, that motherfucker right there is a problem. Next time I see Jon Jones, I want to see him with black shades, a black leather jacket, and listen to the NWA. There ain't nothing nice, Jack.
Dude, that shit was fucking nuts. And real quick, shout out to Mike Jarvis and Priya Rose, our friend Rose, of course, back in the comments. And I was talking to her on throughout pretty much the whole event, but mostly the last three fights, right? And she was like, the whole DC thing, right? She really wanted DC to win. I wanted DC to win. I wanted DC. You know what? Because I wanted a third fight. I wanted another build up to that shit. But I recognized that it was a good chance it was going to happen. But Rose saying, can you please drag Joe Rogan a little bit? Fuck him and Dana for trapping him in the octagon, talking about DC, and then forcing him to answer questions. Rogan said it himself. He didn't want to, he don't like to interview fighters that have been knocked out. And he actually said it after the end of the fight, at the very end when they have the three commentators and they were talking amongst each other and shit. He goes, I totally violated my own ethics and everything by interviewing him, but I wanted him to get his thoughts out. I think maybe Rogan thought he was going to retire or some shit.
Is that what happened, though? Did they make DC stay there? Did they make DC do that? I
think Dana did.
Kind of came back on it.
No, because
come back.
DC was walking out, and Dana, I don't know, you can see it in the background on the left side of the screen. Dana's yelling at him. Like, he's yelling at him.
Well, DC did try to walk out before... Big John even raised his hand. You can't do that now.
You can't do that.
I don't know what his deal with that. That was before the post-fight thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a little different.
Yeah.
My heart does go out to DC though. Real shit, man. He was a good champion. He's a bad dude, and I feel bad for him because I don't think nobody else beats DC.
Hell no.
That's what makes this so fucking impressive. He finished him. I mean. DC is a goddamn animal. That man is a bear. In order for that to happen, for him to get finished, I mean, he's never been rocked, and fucking John rocked him and then fucked him up.
Dude, those are some angry fucking elbows, man. Those angry fucking elbows coming down. Now here's the thing, and Rose saying he's concussed. They have to explain to him what happened. I totally agree. Totally get it. You know what I mean? I think DC could have said, hey, I don't want to do the interview, and they would have been fine with it, right? It's just you can't really leave the octagon till you're done. I mean, fucking who did that shit? Forrest Griffin when he fought Tito, when he beat Tito and he walked out and he got deep. Dana went after his ass to get him. So it's like it's not really the leaving.
Wasn't it after Anderson Silva when he dipped out?
No. Well, I think he dipped out then too. But I know he dipped out against Tito because he thought he lost. Which he did, honestly.
Notorious for dipping out of that cage after he had a bad fucking.
Yeah.
Which I get it, man. I get it why you would want to just dip out.
Oh, for sure, man. But. So let's talk about DC, man. I thought DC was winning the fight up to that point. I really did. I thought he came with an awesome game plan, but not like dominating, but like slightly. Not on the. And we can look at the numbers. We can look at the numbers, but I thought he was being more effective. I thought he was being more effective up to that point.
I don't think he was winning the fight. Maybe I'm just looking at it through a Jon Jones fan's blinders. But listen, the fight was close up until that point. I'll put it to you like this: as a Jon Jones fan, I was fucking on the edge of the couch the whole time, waiting for DC to land one of those short uppercuts in the clinch and for fucking Jones' big, tall, fucking lanky legs to just go crumbling down. I just was waiting on it. So yeah, I mean that's what it's. kind of depressing about it, man, is that DC looks like a man defeated, and he needn't be. Jon is just another kind of animal, and I know DC probably doesn't want to fucking hear that kind of shit right now, but it's just true. I still think DC beats, 98% of all the other light, heavy, and heavyweights on earth. DC's still an animal. He took a lot of shots from Jon before that and just fucking ate him.
Yeah, and look, I think Rogan's the one that said it on the broadcast. We got to see the two best light heavyweights of all time in the cage tonight. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure, absolutely, no question about it. I mean, that's why this fight was so important, man. And like I said, I stand by it. I still think DC's that guy until somebody else does that to DC. That dude to me, Jon Jones is just better. That doesn't necessarily take a whole lot away from DC. I still don't see many other men doing that to DC. Like I said, in the heavyweight or the light heavyweight division. So, I hope it doesn't take a whole bunch away from DC. I surely hope he doesn't retire or something. I know he's getting a bit long in the tooth, but I think that man's got at least another year or two of good, solid, hard competition. Now, here's the big question, though, right? Does he go back to heavyweight, and should he?
I'll go first on that one. He should go back to the heavyweight. We don't know what Kane's gonna do. You know what I mean? First of all, we don't even know if Kane can fight. All right, they're talking about him and Stipe at UFC 216 or whatever the fuck. We don't even know if Kane can make it to that point. So I would move up, because if you stay at 205, you're gatekeeping. You're gatekeeping forever. You're not gonna give you a third crack at Jon Jones. No way. And I mean, unless every fucking 205 in the division is that god awful that the only guy to throw in there is DC over and over again, you're not getting another shot at Jon Jones. So why not move up, win one heavyweight fight, get a title shot?
Yeah, I agree. I think that staying at 205 is fucking futile for DC at this point. He's never going to get the third fight. No, I mean, who could he beat? He beat AJ twice and Gus in the intermission, and like I said, Anderson Silva. And I mean, who could he beat to get that title shot back after what we've seen tonight? Like, it really sucks bad for DC, but he almost has to go to heavyweight. If anything, just, if Kane happens to win the belt, be Batman and Robin up there. I don't know. It sucks, but he doesn't have a whole lot of a future at 205. Would I watch DC versus fucking Volkan Ozdemir, however the fuck you pronounce his name? Sure. But to what end? That's a horrible fucking fight, because what the fuck do we get out of that? You know what I mean? Like, quite frankly, that's the last thing I want, is DC sticking around at 205 and wiping out all of Jon's competition. I mean, at this point, it fucking is what it is. Jesus Christ, though, I almost feel bad for DC. What? Jon talking about Brock Lesnar. If Jon comes up to heavyweight, pull a fucking Tanya Harding on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck it, man.
Or hey, well, fuck it. Let's say they do make Jon Jones, and Brock Lesnar, and let's say Jon Jones says, "I'm done with 205. I'm going up to heavyweight." Stay at 205. Win your belt back. Fuck it. He's the thing. Just
avoid him.
Just avoid him. Look, there's not going to be a third fight with Jon Jones. There is not. You know what I mean? That's why I wanted DC to win. I wanted to see a third fight. You love those historic trilogies, right? Those fights where it's 1-1. Someone's got to win this shit. Nate and Conor McGregor right now are 1-1. We want to see a third one at some point. And so on and so forth. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck DC's gonna do, but yeah, dude, my heart broke, man, when I saw him crying like a motherfucker. God damn.
The one thing I love more than a good trilogy, though, utter greatness. Utter greatness. Otherworldliness. You know what I'm saying? As amazing as Anderson Silva was in his prime, and he was amazing, he had been heel hooked by Rio Chonin at that time. Mm-hmm. This man right now, Jon Jones, has never been beaten in the cage, man. Never. I mean, we are witnessing fucking truly shit right now. He may get knocked out in his next fight. You know how this shit goes. He could get knocked out, and it could be all downhill from there. So let's enjoy it while we can. Right now, we are watching fucking Michael Jordan in his prime.
Let me ask you this. Do you think he goes back to his fuck-up ways?
Fuck yeah, he does. I said that. The motherfucker, goddamn, you better hide your cocaine and your white girls. on fucking ham tonight, cocksuckers. The king is back. But will he fuck up to the point to where he ruins his career? I sure as shit hope not, man. I hope he listen. And let me tell you something. For the record, I don't give a fuck that he cheats on his wife and does cocaine and smokes pot.
It ain't our problem.
I don't care. That is not for me to judge.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
That's fucked up.
And you'll get put in jail. That's not cool. Listen, if Jon Jones downloads Uber and starts taking Ubers to get fucked up and cheat on his wife, I'm fucking all in. I'm the leader of the fan club. I don't give a shit about his moral character in life. He's a fucking prize fighter. He's the baddest motherfucking walking human being on earth. If he does cocaine and drinks booze and cheats on his wife, that is not my business, Jack. Don't get DUIs.
Yeah.
And do this. Do this. Be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't take yourself out of the game again. You know what I mean? Because second chances. I mean, I get it, but But second chances, I get it and everything. But at the same time, fucking stop. Fucking tempting fate and shit. Uncle Hank asks, how many more meetings does DC owe us? None. He don't owe us shit. We're just saying. I just don't think he wants to go out in a loss, especially not one like this. So, yeah. And then Rose saying, if there's karma, Jon Jones will get knocked out by Volkan. Hey, look, here's what I liked about Volkan, though, is that he called the shot. He goes, I want the winner of tonight's fight. He ain't going to get it, but I like the call.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that in just a minute. That was cute, but yeah, he ain't getting that for sure. But that Mr. Volkan. But let's okay. So we get it. Jon Jones is the greatest. We feel fucking horrible for DC. Mm-hmm. He's probably on his way to heavyweight, one would assume. And listen, so what's next for Jon Jones? Do you think this Brock Lesnar horse shit actually happens, or do we get the Gustafsson rematch we've all been clamoring for? Either way, a fucking win-win for the fans, no matter how you put it. But what do you think actually happens?
Dude, yeah, funny you say that. I actually just put out a video minutes after the event ended. Top 5 fights for next fights for Jon Jones. Go to crossfitmma.com to check that out. That being said, it ain't obviously it's not gonna be Jimmy Manuwa. It's not gonna be Volkan. Yeah, I like the Gustafsson rematch because Jon Jones still has to answer. And, he still answers questions about that. People still think Gustafsson won that fight. He has a chance to do in that fight what he did tonight was not just shut the door on that, but slam that bitch, cement over it, bricks all over that motherfucker, back the truck up, and never move that bitch again. If he can get in and finish Gustafsson the way he finished the season tonight, right? I think he does that. I think he gets the Gustafsson fight.
All right. So here's the deal. I like that. Don't get me wrong. I like that. But I'm going to give you a little injection of reality now.
Yeah.
We're in the money-making era.
Right.
You understand me?
Yeah.
So as long as that big fucking steroid-using sissy isn't afraid, we're going to get Jon Jones versus Brock Lesnar at the end of the year, and my fucking penis is erect just thinking about the idea of that. I'm going to be fucking very, very fucking candid with you right now.
Yeah.
Fucking aroused at the thought getting to beat the fucking piss out of Brock Lesnar in the UFC. That is fucking genius. And in the meantime, I would make, and I know this is going to piss some of the Gustafsson fans off, but I don't give a fuck. In the meantime, I would make Gus Mir.
I'm okay with that.
And if Gus can win that fight, which now proves to be a very fucking tough fight, if he wins that fight, so let's fast forward a little bit. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that's what they do. They line up Gus and Otismir, and they line up Brock and Jon. Let's hope that Jon beats the shit out of Brock. And then if Gus wins that fight, then you do the rematch and it's even fucking bigger. You know what I mean? Because they're both coming off of big fights, big W's. In an ideal world, that's how that thing plays out. And then, next summer sometime, by that time, we'll be fucking clamoring for.
Oh, for sure. Now, we all talk about the UFC has changed, right? WWE bought it, and they're changed. They're all about money fights and everything. we've had to adapt to that on this show alone, right? On the shows we do, we've had to adapt to that. I mean, you and I definitely. We always talk about, oh yeah, you can talk about, oh, you want to talk about what's fair. They don't give a fuck about what's fair. They give a fuck about what makes money.
Right.
What makes money is Conor Nate. What makes money, Conor Mayweather. Well, you know what I mean? Fucking if she was up to it, Ronda Cyborg would even make some money. But this fight, Joe,
you know what makes money?
What up?
Yeah, Joe's Lesnar. That
right?
makes fucking money. That's a sellable motherfucking fight right there, boy.
That turns Jon Jones into a money fight. You ain't
lying, Jack.
That turns him into a money fight fighter. And Brock Lesnar has a lot to gain from it. Now, it won't be for November because I believe Brock Lesnar is still suspended. So it probably for next year. But still,
whatever. We'll find the right person to pay. We'll get Brock in there. Let's not act like the world don't run on money. Like, listen, this fight is going to be second only to fucking Floyd and goddamn it McGregor.
Funny you say that. Joe Rogan joked on the podcast on the broadcast at the very end. He goes, what? He's suspended? Who do we have to bribe? Like, he literally said that shit, and I was like, all right, I see you, Joe. Joe knows. Fuck. All right. Rose saying, I will actually now embrace Jon Jones being a savage. Only other light heavyweight I cared about was DC. Someone tell Kirby that he doesn't need to be erect. He will definitely be bottoming John. But I agree, Jones versus Lesnar. Well, you know, he makes his point, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he does. All right. And we're fucking Mike Goldberg tweeting out a video of himself saying, only lost by DQ. Johnny Bones Jones has got my vote for GOAT. Slight edge over Anderson Silva. I have to agree with that, honestly.
Slight.
To him, it's slight.
Major edge over Anderson Silva. Yeah. A huge edge over Anderson Silva. A dude that beat Anderson Silva. Jon Jones just mopped the floor with. Respectful here, but you got to call a spade a spade. It ain't slight, dog. Jon Jones is fucking head and shoulders above the rest. It's just fucking facts, man.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Remember when people used to talk about it, they want to see Jon Jones against Anderson Silva? I sure as fuck don't. I don't want to see Silva get starched that way. Get the fuck out of here.
No. Not at this point in the game. Okay, now listen. This was a fantastic card overall. Lots and lots of great fights. It ended off with a fucking tremendous nightcap to the evening. We got the atrocity.
Oh my god.
That was the welterweight championship fight between Tyron Woodley and Damian Maia. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm just gonna jump out. I'm gonna take the reins here.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna put on Damian Maia. I am going to put the blame squarely on Tyron Woodley's shoulders. Couple things here, Tyron. First off, I don't ever want to hear no bullshit about the fans not liking you again. More about that. You don't get to say that no more. This is why we don't like you, Mr. Woodley. Short of that bullshit knockout you got against Robbie Lawler, you do shit like this. Where, listen, man, I get it. Damian's very dangerous. Those first three and a half rounds, of course, you have to be very cautious. By the beginning of the fourth round, let's go, Tyron. Clearly able to take you down. Clearly you have a very noted power advantage. You guys, let's fucking go. No, he doesn't got to fight hard to make the fan. Yeah, you do. All right? Yeah, you do. You got to make a little bit of fucking fans here, man. You don't got to do that to keep your belt. Clearly you kept your fucking belt. But now, what good is your belt if nobody cares? You're not a sellable commodity. We don't want to see you fucking fight. And I'll tell you another thing that's fucked up. Damian lasted 25 minutes with Tyron standing. Let me ask you a question. If Damian got the takedown in the first 15 seconds of every round, you think Tyron makes it the other way around?
No. No, I mean, come on.
Yeah, no fucking way. No. He gets submitted, and he let Damian off the hook. I don't think he gets left off the hook. Now, I know that's not what happened. Tyron was the better fighter.
Yeah, but okay. So you're saying, so it's Woodley's fault for not finishing him, basically? Right?
Yeah, that's exactly what the fuck I'm saying. I'm saying when you got such a goddamn advantage with your hands, you need to let him go. Jump in his guard, for Christ's sakes. I don't give a fuck. Put the fucking heat to him, man. Let's go. Finish this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I hate to be that dickhead fan that's like, come on, finish him. And you have to be cautious. But like I said, by the 4th round, come on, bro. If you want to earn, you see what Jon Jones just did?
Yeah.
Become a star.
Yeah.
That's how you sell pay-per-views. I mean, go take it, Woodley. I get the first couple rounds. He's strong and his grappling's nasty. But by the 3rd round, at least by the beginning of the 4th, you know you have the advantage. He can't take you down.
Right.
He can't take you down. so
sorry, I laugh every time it happens.
I would have liked to see Tyron go after it, man. I you know, it takes 2 to tango, but I feel like Damian was trying to take him down. He just fucking couldn't. And then Tyron would just kind of stand there and have the balls to be fucking Sugar Ray Leonard. How dare you, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tyron, you cocksucker. You're no Sugar Ray. You're no Stop waving your hand like that.
Yeah, he's doing this shit. He was talking to him. I thought he was going to fucking go off on him. When he started talking shit to Damian, I thought he was, we're about to see him, Woodley get mad. I thought Woodley got mad. I thought he got pissed off that he was getting booed and he was trying to go after him a little bit. And but his corner was telling him, like, hey, stick to the game plan. It's all right. Just relax. Just land on him. He's going to try. He already abandoned the takedown. Like you said, Damian Maia, all he came into this fight was a takedown. That's all he had. And that the stupid left hand that he thought was going to be the best way to set it up. That's all he had. And, you know, it's like, fuck, dude. Like, I agree. I thought Woodley could have finished him. He could have fucking put it on him. Huh?
I get it. You don't he doesn't owe us that. He doesn't owe nobody nothing. But listen, the reality is, man, if you're wondering why you're not connecting with the fans, or if you're blaming the UFC for you not being motherfucking promoted properly, bro, it ain't that. You had the platform and everything tonight, and you had a guy who can't strike for shit. I mean, all due respect, Damian's serviceable at striking, but he was a sitting duck for you most of that fight, man. You laid an egg.
Right.
That was nobody else's. If you didn't gain no fans, it wasn't because didn't nobody promote you properly. Timid against the guy you seem to have clearly outmatched in the striking department. What the fuck we waiting on? Let's go.
Yeah. No, that being said, dude. Yeah. That being said, though, fucking I gotta say the his takedown defense is ridiculous. Like, Maia didn't even come close to getting one of them. You know what I mean? So I gotta give Woodley that. Now, if we're done with this one, you want to move on?
Yeah.
All right. Now this fight, Chris Cyborg and Tanya.
Yeah, I mean, well, listen. So what's next? What's next for these guys?
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, Woodley GSP? That seems what he wants in November in Madison Square Garden. And, you know, supposedly the Bisping fight's off the table. Now, I don't think GSP wants to fight Michael, or I don't think GSP wants a Woodley fight. I think GSP wants to do that shit.
I don't want to see fucking GSP versus Woodley. Do you want to see
that?
I don't.
No. Fuck no, I don't want to see that. But, I mean, who else? I mean, okay, let's talk about a fight that happened tonight. Robbie Lawler gets a slight weird win over Cowboy, but he gets it. And he you know, former champion, lost to Woodley. Maybe a rematch is in order. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I don't really know what you do with GSP at that point, but I would rather see that than Tyron Woodley versus GSP. God damn, that sounds like just about the most boring shit I've ever heard of.
It just, I mean, it won't be similar to this because GSP actually has hands he can throw. You know what I mean? He has different ways to set it up. But, I mean, it's going to be takedown stuff, over and over again. So, I don't want to see that either.
You know, for the first time, all of a sudden, GSP don't sound too bad.
Yeah, as long as we see him at 170 for a belt, I don't give a fuck. This is what it is. And as far as Damian Maia goes, you're 40 years old, dog. The game, is that it?
Listen, man, as far as chasing belts go, yeah, that's it for Damian, man. He can clearly compete still. He can be a litmus test for a lot of guys, a gatekeeper, if you will. But as far as fighting for belts and shit goes, yeah, that was song, man. That was it.
Yeah. So it is what it is. And I'm trying to see if because I know they have the post-fight press conference going on right now. And I'm trying to see if I can find any quotes. I think I was seeing some stuff about Damian Maya being on the microphone right now, but who knows? Anyway, wow, goddamn, people are fucking clowning DC left and right on Twitter for crying. That's kind of fucked up. So cut the shit, people. It's kind of fucked up. Anyway, all right.
Yeah.
Cyborg, Tanya Evinger. First of all, I watched it like this. I was like, holy shit, goddamn, he's gonna kill her, or she's gonna kill him. Oh fuck, they're gonna kill her. We were making a lot of jokes in here. I'm telling you that right now. The entire fight. That being said, Evinger's tough as fuck. She took a ton of shots. I thought that shit was gonna end in the first round. That shit got to the third round, man. Third round. So tons of all the credit to Tanya Evinger. She goes back to 135, maybe back to Invicta, maybe in the UFC, doesn't matter. Because she's gonna be a tough out for any 135 in the UFC. I mean, bar none. Okay. Now, Chris Cyborg, queen of the 145 division, the rightful place, the right queen is here, the right champion. Who do you throw in there with her next?
Who the fuck knows? This is such a fucked situation right now we got with the female featherweight division. I don't know what the hell we're gonna do with this division. I guess there's the fucking Megan Anderson, but like I don't know, man. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of talent at 45 for her out there.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose we could still grab some rather big 35ers. I mean, I would still be. I mean, listen. After what Evinger was able to do with her tonight, I'd still be interested in her and Holly Holm, or her and Kat Zingano. There are still some, and listen. In the meantime, I said this before, but I really think they need to do an Ultimate Fighter with female featherweights. They're going to have this division, and they're going to have Cyborg. We need some fucking talent there. We need some girls. They exist. And you know what? I'm just going to take another minute, too, to just say that I still think Cyborg is the most overrated fighter ever. Maybe it's not her fault. Maybe they just don't make women her size. Or maybe she's just a clever-ass cheater. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something right quick. I'm going to tell you something, Jack. I would be surprised steroids. And I know people, well, she tested, but they tested her 100 times. Man, I don't care. I swear they don't make women like that. And I ain't trying to make no funny transgender jokes about how Trump wouldn't let her in the military no more.
That's fucked up. Here's the thing.
But
go ahead.
I think she's cheating, dog. I think she's cheating, man.
It damn sure
she
looks
just
like
seems too fucking strong and big. 45 my ass.
Yeah, man. Fucking that's too weird. But anyway, all right. First of all, when you take steroids, that shit doesn't all go away. You keep some of that shit. So whether or not she's clean or not now, she used to not be, and some of that shit's still there. Let's be fucking honest about that, okay? Second, as far as her goes next, I mean, after Megan Anderson, let's say she beats Megan Anderson, okay? People are gonna throw out Holly Holm. Okay. People are gonna throw out Kat Zingano. I don't like it. She's tough, but it'll be kind of a repeat of tonight, in my opinion. But she's a tough chick for sure. But you're right. I mean, look, you got to come up with 145s. They're out there. Go get them. Put them in the house. Winner fights Cyborg the way that the 125 spot Demetrius Johnson. Why the fuck not? Just make it happen. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Yep.
Looking on Twitter real quick, Damian Maya is or was at the press conference table. He says he's going to keep fighting, and he hopes for a 165-pound division. He wants to move down 5 more pounds.
Who, Damian?
Damian Maya. That dude's gonna keep fighting until
concussed.
Yeah, probably. Nah, I don't think so. He didn't take many shots. Who is concussed? DC. Apparently.
I did hear.
What up?
I did hear that they're adding a bunch of new weight divisions.
I think that was one of them.
I don't think it's going to apply to the UFC, but in some kind of weird rules, the ABC rules or some bullshit. I've seen something about that. That they were adding like 5 other weight divisions. Again, it's probably not going to the UFC, but
I'm pretty sure that the UFC has to like adopt that. It has to like they have to accept it or bring it in or whatever. It's almost like the commission goes, these are available. You can use these right here. It's up to you. So I don't know. I'm with you. I don't know if the UFC's gonna grab them. I would love to see him grab 165. And something in between middleweight and light heavyweight. That's a big fucking difference. But regardless, what are you gonna do? All right. So we were talking about Evanger's probably gonna go down back to Invicta. Hopefully she keeps in the UFC and they give her somebody. I wouldn't mind seeing Evanger.
No, I'm pretty sure she's in the UFC.
They're gonna keep her here. Okay, I mean that's good for her. But
no, I think when she was on
she
was on Ario's show and she said that after signing this, she's got like 2 or 3 fights guaranteed in the UFC, the bantamweight division.
Would you fuck around and try and give her Rousey?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like give her Rousey on a comeback.
I'm sorry, I missed it, bro. What'd you say?
I was seeing people on Twitter talking about give Evanger Ronda Rousey.
I mean, I don't know. I guess if Ronda's up for it, she brings her funny ass back. Sure. If Ronda's down, I would be down for that.
No, why not? All right. The other fight on the main card, besides obviously the Jimmy Manuwa unfortunate fuck up we'll talk about in a minute. Robbie Lawler and Cowboy Cerrone. A lot of people calling foul on this fucking decision, man. What'd you think? Because I thought it was all right.
I thought it was good. Listen, so here's the deal, right? All right. Robbie won the first one. Cowboy won the second one. It all comes down to that third round. We've seen this happen a million times, right? This whole fight was close. It came down to the third round, and the third round was a very close round. Now, I've only watched it just the one time live. Lawler fan, and I wanted Robbie to win.
Mm-hmm.
So when they called his name, I was like, yeah, of course it did, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Another one right for daddy, blah, 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 blah. Watch that third round. But it's one of those things, right? If Cowboy had won, I might have been a little salty being a Robbie fan, but it was a toss-up. Robbie definitely won the first round. Cowboy definitely won the second round. Not 10-8s, but definitely 10-9s for sure. Clearly obvious. And it all comes down to that third round, which was really close. So anytime we get – I wish they had just made it a draw, low-key.
Yeah.
Because anytime we get one of these situations, there's no real right answer to this, really, man. I mean, it was a really close third round, a really close fight overall. But I couldn't, I couldn't tell you for sure that Donald lost that fight,
Yeah, I mean, I thought Robbie won the first and the third. I thought he came. First of all, I thought he did a genius thing to come out and blitz the shit out of Donald Cerrone, who's fucking notorious for talking slow as shit. I thought he was smart to do that, and he did. He put Donald Cerrone. You can see it in his face. It's like, what the fuck is going on right now? He was almost like confused, like he didn't think it was gonna happen, but it did. Then the second round, Robbie Lawler threw 3 punches to or 3 strikes to 29 strikes, something like that, right? Cowboy clearly took the second one. Third round, I thought Lawler edged him, and I mean, I think he did by punch counts, but I'm not sure. But or strike counts, I'm not sure. But I thought he took the third round, so I thought it was pretty clear. It should have been probably a split decision or something like that, but I thought the right man won. So people are asking for a rematch. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't want to see a rematch. I felt like the right guy won. It was a super close fight. I felt like Robbie was pushing forward more, but I just think he was more the aggressor in that third round and he edged it out. I don't particularly want to see a rematch necessarily. I don't think it's called for, but I'm not really a rematch type guy. I feel like something really particular has to happen for there to be need for a rematch, because if not, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was a really good fight, really close fight, but we had it. It was what it was. Cowboy lost. It is what it is,
Yeah, I mean, fuck. It is, like I said, it is.
No rematch.
Yeah, real quick. I was thinking about this right now because it's actually on that video that I made earlier, which people can check out at crossmma.com. Oh man, I wouldn't mind seeing if he was up to it, which I think if you put it through enough money at him, he would do it. Anthony Rumble Johnson, who was in the back at UFC 214, he was doing some UFC shit, doing some broadcasting for him. You think you could talk him into coming back to fight Jon Jones if that Brock Lesnar fight's not there?
Yeah, probably. I would imagine that AJ would come
I'd like
back
to
for the
see that
chance to
shit.
fight Jon Jones.
I'd like to see
But
that
the
shit.
question is now, do we need AJ? I mean, I could kind of dig it, but listen, if Brock Lesnar answers that call, don't nobody care about AJ.
Oh, for sure.
But I think, especially for the right amount of money and the chance to fight Jon, I think AJ would take that for sure. I think he'd jump all over that. Although I think he'd get murdered. I mean, he hits hard. He could knock Jon out, but if he don't, you see the way that Jon was just manhandling DC.
He threw him
even before
aside.
that,
He
just
threw him
kind of.
around.
I mean, DC would. Jon Jones is something else, man. But yeah, I think they could get him to come back if they wanted/needed him to.
Yeah, I mean, I think he would do it if he threw enough money at him. You know what I mean? Money talks, to say bullshit walks.
For sure. Yeah.
All right. All right. So real quick, as far as Robert Lawler, we were just talking about him maybe coming up and getting the title shot next. Cowboy Cerrone back to 55, right?
That's what I would be down for, man. I mean, Cowboy's one of these guys too at this point. He's just kind of riding the wave.
Yeah.
It's not like I think if he goes back down to 55, he's going to be on a title shot. Quite frankly, with Cowboy at this point, I would kind of like to see fights like this one. Is with Cowboy at this point. You know what I'm saying? If it's at 55 or 70, just try to find really fun stylistic matchups for him. He's not going to be our champion. Big fights. He always fucking doesn't win them. So it is what it is, man. Let's just have some fun. He definitely loves to fight. He's surely still competitive. So, find him fights at 55 or 70 and just have some fun. Let him have fun,
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's talk about a couple more things here before we call it a night. Jimmy Manuwa fucks up. Comes out. First of all, Jimmy Manuwa came out like Rockhold did in that Bisping fight. All this whole I can't be bothered. Let's get this over with type of shit. I don't know why I'm here. Ain't getting out. The guy not the fuck out. The fuck is that bullshit? But he's not getting a title shot. I mean, he's done. I mean, there's no way, right? Not for a while, at least.
Yeah. His title shot aspirations are fucking down the toilet. Listen, Vulcan Otismere, or however, I know I'm just butchering that cat's name, but fucking, he just took all that shit that Jimmy Manuwa used to have, and it's Vulcans now, Jack. I gotta hand it to that dude, man. That dude has had a fucking meteoric rise in the light heavyweight division. 3 fucking quick fights, 3 quick knockouts. That cute cocksucker might be the fighter of the year.
Yeah, at the end of it.
Because at this point, he's right up there. Like, real talk. And like I said, if I had my way, if it was my world and I ran the world at 205, and this is with me sending DC back to heavyweight, I would give Vulcan the Gus fight. I would let Jon Jones take the Brock fight. If you could get Brock, make that money, build Jones's legacy even bigger, make him the money fight. And I would let Vulcan fight Gus for the chance to fight King John afterwards. And if he can beat Gus, by God, if he can knock him out like he did those last 3 chumps, son of a bitch, we got a brand new fucking Swedish star on our hands.
Yep.
Cute cocksucker's already there, to be honest. I mean, he looks fucking good. And I don't know, he looks like he's more surprised than the most of us. I don't know, it's dynamite in this hand.
Yeah, he was like, what the fuck? And
me too, Jack.
Yeah. Real quick, for anyone that's wondering, fight of the night, Brian Ortega against Renato Moicano, which that was a fucking sick fight too. And performance of the night, Volkan Ozdemir and Johnny Bones Jones. They got him right. I don't think there's any other way.
They got him right.
Yep. And then real quick, Tyron Woodley says he threw his shoulder slipped out in the first round, said he couldn't throw overhand rights. So I guess he couldn't finish the fight because of that, I guess.
You know what that is?
What up?
You know what that is right there?
Excuses.
Playing the world's tiniest violin.
Yeah.
For all the tiny little fucks I don't give, Tyron.
All right. Couple more things, just real quick on these, I guess, so we can let people go, let him go to sleep. Ricardo Lamas finishes Jason Knight. Jason Knight's a bad motherfucker. That dude took everything and more. So fucking all the props to Jason Knight. Ricardo Lamas gets the win. He's number 3 ranked. I mean, right now they're talking Frankie Edgar against Max Holloway. Holloway has a win over Lamas. So I guess that keeps Lamas at so as long as Holloway's champion, Lamas probably still the gatekeeper there, right?
Yeah. Ricardo Lamas is a bad motherfucker though, man.
Yeah.
You know, Jason Knight is definitely, and Jason Knight's young, right? He's young. He's coming up in the division. This won't ruin him. Ricardo Lamas is just a vet and punches very fucking hard. So
yeah, that he does. Yeah, and then what was the other one? Brian Ortega finishes his fight. That dude's getting his ass whooped for 3 rounds against Renato Moicano, and then he finishes it by submission. That's why I love jiu-jitsu, first of all. Okay, but that was legit as fuck. That being said, that dude cuts a lot of weight to get to 45. What do you think about Ortega here? Still undefeated, by the way.
That dude is legit. That is one of the more eye-opening performances on this card for me. Nasty his jiu-jitsu. You see how fast he finished that goddamn fight once it got on the ground?
Real quick.
It was fucking over, Jack. And I think he probably knew that. That means that man made a conscious decision to get in a goddamn dogfight with a dude who was a very good striker and a very hard striker. They were fucking cracking the shit out of each other that whole fight. And Brian Ortega can strike, take one, and he can give one, Jack. And fuck, his Brazilian jiu-jitsu is off the charts. Dylan Danis, who?
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Suck it. T-City, bitch.
T-City's a bad motherfucker, man. I wonder what they do with him next. He's still moving his way up, though, so he's not going to be, like, title shot anytime soon. But fun as fuck to watch that dude. All right. And then the last one I want to talk about was did you see the very first fight of the night? The Dober fight?
Yeah, I did.
All right, Pete Bergman. Fucked him up. Knockout. That fucking thing lasted, like, a couple minutes. That was a short fight. But, yeah, Drew Dober.
Beautiful knockout.
Yeah, landed around the chin. All right. Let me see if there's any. I don't think there's any events next week, right? I think we're done till the end of August. Or is there one more?
Yeah, well, I think that we're done. Is this it until the big one?
By the way, real quick, they were fucking promoting the fuck out of Mayweather and McGregor, right? Like tonight, right?
Fuck yeah, they was.
Okay. We got. Fuck, I lost this shit. We got one more for sure. August 5th, Saturday, August 5th in Mexico. Main event: Sergio Pettis against Brandon Moreno. Co-main event: Brandon Marcos against Alexa Grasso. Alan Joban's on this card. Sam Alvey against Rashad Evans. What the fuck?
Whoa. Okay.
Sam Alvey against Rashad Evans.
You got my attention.
I might tune in just for that in the main event, but okay, sure, I'll watch that. Damn. Who else is on this card? Dustin Ortiz is on this card. Hani Yaya is on this card. Jose Quinones. It's a fun card, so definitely be on the lookout for that one. And then after that, August 8th is, of course, Tuesday Night Contender Series. That Tuesday Night Contender Series is pretty legit. I don't know if you watched it, all right, but I've enjoyed the fuck out of that thing so far. And
I haven't caught it yet. I've just caught some of the I've been reading the comments about it. I'll have to go back and watch it because people make it seem like it's actually pretty legit.
It's on Fight Pass. Watch it high as fuck and put it on Snoopcast. You'll laugh your ass off. I promise. Anyway, and then yeah, dude. After that, UFC Mexico, there's nothing until there's just a bunch of Tuesday Night Contender Series until Mayweather McGregor live on Showtime. So yeah, everyone enjoy your nice long break after UFC Mexico. From any UFC events. There'll be a lot. I'm sure there's like a Bellator somewhere in there, whatever. You know, there was a Premier Fight League tonight. I think Jake Shields fought and won against I don't know who.
Yep. I know. I was reading about that on Twitter. Jake Shields wins against unknown.
Yeah, against who?
How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, right. That dude. He finished. Who did he beat? He has like a big fucking name. He beat Damian Maia. He beat Damian Maia. Right?
Yeah, Jake Shields.
Didn't he beat Damian?
Jake Shields has got wins over everybody.
Yeah.
He beat Tyron. He beat Tyron. Damian.
All right.
Shields just beat everybody.
Yeah. He just born his piss, unfortunately. Anyway. All right. And then Rising's going on, I think, right now or later tonight. You watching that shit?
Nah, I'm done, baby. This was it.
Yeah.
All due respect to Ryzen, fuck them. The king is back. This is it. This was the action. I'll catch up on Ryzen's bullshit tomorrow on Twitter. Listen, before we go though,
the
grand scheme of things, on a school level grading system, A+ being the absolute best, F being the worst. What do you grade this card now that it's all said and done?
Man, I was giving it like a B+, A- up to through the co-main event because it was awesome up to the co-main event. After that main event, dude, I give it a solid A, dude. I think it's the best card in a long time. By you?
Listen. I give it a B+, and I do that begrudgingly. I would love to give it an A+. It deserves it because that made it. But that cocksucker Tyron Woodley sucks it down 2 grade levels for me. That was the fucking co-main event, and they stunk the joint up.
All right.
So B+ though.
All right. Well, hey, that's gonna do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us tonight after an eventful and actually a lot of like pretty fucking fun UFC 214 pay-per-view. Make sure you join us on Wednesday for Keyboard Warriors. You can follow me at Eli31. Follow Kirby at Kirby_MMA. You can actually see it right under here. The page is at crossmma.com. At crossmma. Go to crossmma.com for everything that we have. And yeah, I'll be putting that. I actually just, like I told you a little while ago, I put that top 5 fights with Jon Jones. I put that out. It's out there. I'm gonna be tweeting the shit out of that too, as far as this show as well. And there's gonna be a lot more of that shit coming. So keep an eye out. All right. For myself, Fred Kirby, everybody else on the team, y'all have a good night. Good night, Wilshire.